Hey guys, Alan Jimenez here. Today we're going to be talking about appraisals, real estate appraisals. What are they? Who does it? Who pays for it? What happens with an appraisal? How does it work? How is it generated? And is it the same as a county appraisal? All of these are great questions, and I hear them every single day. And I thought about it, and I thought about you guys today. I thought you'd like this information. Somebody wants to put an offer on a piece of property that's not on the market. So she's like, well, how do I know what to offer, Alan? So I'm like, you're in the right hands. So this is my area too, Interloop, Houston Heights. Okay, so for instance, if a property, first let's get started here. An appraisal is not, it is not to be mixed up with your county appraisal, your tax appraisal. These are two different things because a tax appraisal, especially in the interlude parts of urban areas, the city, the big city, we can dispute them and we can get $1 million homes that are taxed at just a fraction, 300,000 just land value. It's just extreme. I've seen a lot of things happen here, so don't get those two confused. Although it is a good kind of rule of thumb, I just want to put that out there. A lot of people look at that first whenever they're looking, especially non-educated buyers. They'll look at that first just to kind of get a guideline of what they should offer. But now we're talking about market value. How much is a property? What is market? Market value is what the market will pay for something. What the general market will pay for something. And that just is, that's what the market value means, blah, blah, blah. So, okay, so in this case, we need to figure out what this property is worth. I can't tell you the address because it's kind of like we're still in the stages of purchasing it right now. But it's in the Houston Heights. It's about 2,700 square feet. Sits on 3,500 square feet lot, a square foot lot. It sits on a quiet street, and I say quiet street because streets matter in the Houston Heights greatly. Like, so you can't compare something that's on Shepherd to something that may be on Columbia or Cortland or Tulane. You know, these are very quiet streets. What's next to you matters greatly because you don't want a store opening up and you don't want a lot of traffic running around to keep you up late at night. I've experienced that myself when I was living on 19th Street, and that was a little bit of a doozy there. So anyways, so we're gonna take a look at a couple of different facts, and I already did. I did plus or minus 10%. In fact, I need to change these values right here. And I'm going to go ahead and say, let's just go for time's sake, 2,400 and it's 2,700. So I'm going to go ahead and say 2,950. 2,950 square foot, and the living square footage, that's where air conditioned, the climate controlled area of the house is. Or it can't be something that's not climate controlled. So if you have like a garage that's air conditioned, it can be legally speaking livable square footage. Thus, you can add more value to your property when you go to sell. Anywho's, so then we're talking about the lot size. So this property has 3,300 square foot lot. So I put 2,000 all the way to 4,000. I really should change this value to 2,400 because I know there's a lot of 2,500 square foot lots because the regular lot size are 5,000 square foot in the heights and in the urban areas of the inner loop. So half that, sometimes they'll split them and put it two townhomes. I shouldn't say townhomes, but two single family homes and split a lot. So I'm just going to put that there. And I didn't go for 5,000 square feet because that'd be too much land and that'd be putting too much land value on my market analysis on this property. So then we're going to just see what we get. I also put 549 because I don't want to put a lot of junk. I know this area greatly. So then I refined in refining and I pulled this area of the Heights. It's like Central Heights that kind of surrounds the Houston Heights Boulevard. Didn't go past Studewood and I didn't hit Shepherd. Because like I said, once you pass that Shepherd area, it's a great area. I used to live over there. But it's a different in value. And that's where it goes to, how can I say this? It really matters to get yourself a great realtor that knows the area that you're looking at because he'll know facts like this to help you out. Because a regular realtor from the Woodlands will look at here and just pull out 77008 and it goes all over the place. And it wouldn't make sense. It's going to give you wrong values. It's so important that if you go to the Woodlands and you go to the, Grogan's Mill, then you need to get somebody from Grogan's Mill and do your homework. Don't trust your cousin, your uncle, or your aunt that has a license because they really need to know what they're doing. Or do some research, have them do some research and ask around, for that pertinent information. Anyways, so as you can see, I've included the area of Central Heights in this because my home is over here in this area over here by 17th Street that we need to put a that we need to put an offer on. We define the market analysis. We have our criteria set, and I also put active and sold, but it's active that are active on the market and sold for the past 6 months. Now, if you don't pull values for the first 6 months, you can also, if you don't pull enough sold values, you can go up to 12 months, even 24 months. And this helps a lot when you go out to like farm areas, so appraisals will do that. But they really like to see in the first 6 months. It's just like legal standard stuff that they like to go by. So by all means, let's take a look at the results. Results are here. And as you can see here, we got about 29 results looking good. And it ranges from 600,000 all the way to about 852. Now, if anybody knows the height, it really matters. These are all about the same square foot. See, if you get around here on Shepherd, you get a lot of lower values. Oh, you got some values, 572, 644, 679. But if you come closer here, this is where you get the higher values, 824. Not only that, because there's also some zoning. So if it's zoned to Harvard, if it's close to schools, it really matters. Really, the streets really matter because $1 million homes are being built on like Columbia, in Cortland. These are just famous streets in the Houston Heights that you want to be a part of the community. But there's a lot of other different streets. I'm just mentioning a few because for time's sakes. But anyways, so what we do is we look at the results here, and it's pretty easy. But you're gonna say, well, look, Alan, I don't know what to do here. I mean, I'm getting 600,000 all the way to 852. How do I make sense of this stuff? So you really have to look at a couple of things, especially in the Heights. I know I'm saying that a lot, but in any area, you have to look at the details of the property because when they put custom craftsmanship, it really, really matters. Carpentry, like the small details of the like the frontage, the porch, the ironwork, the brickwork, all of this stuff is going to bring big dollars to you and will pay off. Especially open floor plan. If it's cut up, it's going to take a hit. If it has a pool, it adds some value, but not a lot of value. Be very, very careful. So this is how we kind of like this is how we define market value. This is how appraisals are generated. The appraisals, who pays for the appraisal? The bank, the buyer will pay for the appraisal 99.9% of the time. And who orders it? Well, you cannot talk to the appraisals at all. The bank is the client here. They're representing the bank. The bank asks the appraiser, hey, Mr. Appraiser, go out there and check that this house is worth that amount. Make sure there's no funny business. So the appraiser can't talk to the buyer or seller, or they really shouldn't anyways. Sometimes they'll make just like a little couple of words, but nothing big. So that says that the appraiser kind of it defines the sales price. It would define the sales price. So you can't sell a house for $5 million that it only appraises for $800,000. If the appraiser will say, hey, my client is the bank. So Mr. Bank, this house is only worth $825. I don't know where this is. And so then we go back. There's a formula, a third-party financing addendum that says, hey, Mr. Seller, I am the buyer, and if the appraisal doesn't match, I can exit out of the contract and get my earnest money back. You see? Because it doesn't appraise, so the bank won't lend on it, so it's not my fault, it's your fault. And if it did appraise, I would buy it, but it doesn't. So anyways, so that gives you an exit out of the contract known as a loophole. So that's that. The appraisal is there. I think that's about it. I don't want to hold you up. That's my 10-minute session for the week. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Check out my blog at homesofheights.com. I'm Alan Jimenez, real estate broker. Been living in the Heights all my life. Went to school here and was born and raised. So anyways, I'll talk to you guys soon. God bless. Over and out. Bye-bye.